So I want to talk a little bit about how I ended up giving my life to Jesus. So leading up to February 17th, 2009, when I made that prayer, I was actually baptized in, was it 2006? But I didn't really give my life to Christ until 2009, which is wild. And after that prayer, I remember working at JCPenney, and there was this kid that came up to me. I used to work in receiving, shipping and receiving at JCPenney. So early mornings, I was the only one in the truck unloading the stuff. This buddy of mine, who happened to be Muslim, came up. I don't know how, I don't know who told him, but he came up to me and he says, "Hey, I heard you're a Christian. I'm Muslim. Let's talk about our faith." And at that time, I didn't really have a faith. I was just, "Hey, God, help me. Like, I'm trying to survive here. I'm trying not to, myself or anything." And here comes this guy. He starts like coming at me, and I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what to tell you." And so we started to meet on Wednesdays at my house. And we had these long conversations on Wednesday about the Quran, Muhammad, the miracles he was performing, some of the words from the text. And I was telling him about God, but only from what I had heard and the little that I knew. I had no idea that my faith was being put to work. Well, we started with the Bible, the Quran, Muhammad, Jesus, kind of talking a little bit about the things that happened. We started talking about prayer, and he was telling me how they pray. And then I started telling him how I pray. And I didn't really know what I was saying. I was just, the prayer. We just get on our knees, we pray, and we talk to somebody that we know is there, and we talk to them as if he is there, he being God. We start talking about, hey, let's practice praying like one another. I have no idea what's going to happen. So I say, okay. And then he goes, "I'll go first. I'll pray the way you pray." I started telling him what he should do, how he should pray, just because that's how I knew, grew up praying. And I'm like, and God's going to respond to you. Like, I don't know if God was going to respond to this guy, right? And I didn't know. And I remember this so clear. This is a core memory of mine. Because the following week, still remember him pulling up in his Camry. It was like a 94 Camry. He gets out, baggy white shirt, loose jeans. I know, it sounds like today's fashion trends, but it's not. It's back in 2009. I'm waiting for him by my door, the screen door, and I remember him coming up. He looked up, and I said, "Hey, man, so how did it go?" And his eyes filled with tears, right? And I was like, holy crap. The first thing that came out of his mouth was, "Teach me about your God." I was so shocked. I said, "Why?" All he said to me was, "I've been praying to Allah for a long time, and I've enjoyed it." And he goes, "But when you told me to pray the way you pray," he said his room got hot. He felt like he was being embraced by something greater. And it was that moment where I was like, oh my goodness. And my faith was like, it began to change. From there on, I didn't look back. Long story short, in 6 months, ended up giving his life to Jesus. He got baptized at the church that I was going to. And my life changed forever because of him. And God revealed himself to him, which then revealed himself to me. And so, yeah, that was the turning point of my life. That was my turning point with my relationship with Jesus. And so now I dedicate my life to sharing the gospel with teenagers. I've been working for this nonprofit called Young Life for the past 10 years. And because of him, because of God, here I am.